Hello everyone. Today topic is the transition from the Tyr archetype to the Tor archetype. The Tor archetype, from rigid law to living power. Tyr is the stage of forming an inner law. He is necessary when a person learns to hold boundaries, takes responsibility, chooses principles, even at the cost of loss, can say no even when it hurts. Tyr's key function. I do what is right even when it is difficult. Sign that the Tyr stage has been lived through. Decisions have already been made, but there is a little energy there. There is a sense of inner rigidity, dryness, and tensions. The law exists, but there is no life in the body. Willpower works, but joy does not. This is a signal. What is needed next is not more discipline, but the activation of life force. Tor is the archetype of embodied power. He is not about sacrifice, but about presence in the body. Tor is responsible for vital energy, simple, honest action, protection without fanaticism, power that does not prove itself, it simply is. Tor's key formula: I live, act, and protect because I have the strength to be here. How to properly transition from Tyr to Tor. Complete Tyr, not destroy him. Do not abandon your principles. You are not removing the law, you are integrating it into life. A phrase you can repeat. Tyr taught me to stand. Tor teaches me to live without falling. Move power from the head into the body. Tyr is control and will. Tor is breath, movement, voice, body. Practical transition, movement, walking, punch in the air, grounding. A loud voice, a clear I'm here, physical action instead of inner struggle. Replace sacrifice with protection. Tyr involves sacrifice, a hand, a principle, a price. Tor has no self-sacrifice. He protects life. A question to ask yourself. Am I doing this from exhaustion or from strength? If from exhaustion, you are still in Tyr. If from strength, you are already in Tor. Change the type of power. Tyr, vertical, restraint, tension. Tor, horizontal flow, action. Tor does not control every step. He strikes when needed and remains silent when it is not. Common transition mistakes. This is important. You cannot jump into Tor without having lived through Tyr because this can lead to chaos, aggression, infantile power. The second mistake, staying stuck in Tyr for too long, which can lead to burnout, rigidity, loss of joy. The correct path is sequence, law, embodiment, life. A short formula. Tyr forms the spin. Tor fills it with strength. Without Tyr, Tor becomes dexterity. Without Tor, Tyr becomes dead. Now about Tor. Tor is the archetype of embodied life force. Not an idea, not a law, and not a strategy, but the direct presence of power in the body and in action. If Tyr forms the inner spine, then Tor is the muscles, blood, breath, and the ability to act here and now. What the Tor archetype is responsible for: power that does not prove itself. Tor does not explain or persuade. He acts when boundaries are violated, without justification, without excessive words, without self-sacrifice. His power is obvious, not demonstrative. Protection of life, not an idea. Unlike Tyr, who protects law and principle, Tor protects life, space, loved ones, and reality. This is the archetype of healthy boundaries, the ability to say enough, protection without cruelty. Grounded aggression. Tor represents healthy access to aggression that does not destroy aimlessly, is not turned inward, is not disguised as spirituality. Tor's aggression is the energy of action, not attack. the body as a temple of power. Thor is a maximally bodily archetype. He is activated through movement, physical action, voice, contact with the earth. Without the body, Thor does not exist. Psychological portrait of an integrated Thor. An integrated Thor is calm, not explosive, strong without tension, not competing for dominance, not seeking recognition, knows when to act and when to remain silent. This is strange, without hysteria, and without the need to prove anything. Thor's shadow. This is important. And unintegrated Thor manifests as outbursts of rage, impulsivity, aggression without boundaries. I will protect everyone at the cost of oneself. As suppressed, Thor manifests as a chronic fatigue, psychosomatic symptoms, passive anger, fear of conflict. Thor's balance is allowing power to flow, but not to spill over. Thor is life stages. The Thor archetype is activated when it is necessary to restore boundaries. It is time to act rather than analyze. A person has excited the victim position. The moment has come to live, not to prove one's rightness. A short formula. Thor is a force that does not destroy the world, but keeps it in balance. He is not about war, he is about life, and that knows how to protect itself. The difference, one block. Tyr, I uphold the law. Thor, I uphold life. Odin, I see meaning. The essence of the Thor archetype. Thor is the archetype of power that serves life, not an idea, not a spiritual concept, and not the ego, but a real living process. His foundation, the body, action, boundaries, presence in the here and now. If Odin sees meanings and Tyr upholds principles, the Thor prevents reality from falling apart. How Thor helps a person returns energy from the head to the body. When a person constantly analyzes, knows what is right but does not live it, is exhausted by inner battles. The Thor archetype brings power back into the body. Physical energy appears, breathing becomes deeper, decisions are made more easily. This is the moment when a person stops living in tension. Thor restores healthy boundaries. Thor helps to say stop without aggression, no without justification, enough without guilt. These are boundaries without cruelty, but also without weakness. In life, this shows up as living toxic connections, the ability not to be drawn into conflicts, calm like protecting one's space. Thor gives access to healthy aggression. Thor's aggression is the energy of movement, not attack. It does not destroy from within, does not explode onto loved ones, is not disgust as spirituality. This is the kind of aggression that helps one act, protects, moves forward. Thor brings one out of the victim state. When Thor is activated, a person stops waiting for permission. Inner humiliation disappears. A simple feeling appears. I can, I'm here, I'm alive, without pathos, without proof. How Thor manifests in everyday life. Signs of an active, integrated Thor. Calm, confidence, simple, clear actions, the ability to protect without attacking, bodily presence, no need to prove anything. This is a person who does not demonstrate strength. They are strange. Everyday expressions. Quickly brings order out of chaos, takes responsibility without heroics, acts when others hesitate, is not afraid of physical work or concrete actions. The shadow of the Thor archetype, very important. Unlived Thor outbursts of anger, impulsive decisions, aggression without boundaries, conflict promises, I will protect everyone at the cost of oneself. This is power without awareness. Suppressed Tor, chronic fatigue, passive anger, psychosomatic symptoms, fear of conflict, a sense of powerlessness. This is life without access to strange. Tor is the inner hierarchy of archetype. It can be understood this way. Tyr forms the inner spine. Tor fills it with life force. Odin gives meaning and direction. Without Tor, Tyr becomes rigid. Odin becomes detached from reality. The key formula of the Tor archetype. Tor is the force that does not prove and does not destroy, but simply does what is necessary for life. The main warning. Thor is an archetype of great raw power. He is not evil or dangerous in himself, but without inner law, Tyr, and awareness, this power easily becomes destructive. Uncontrolled outbursts of aggression, how it looks, sharp automatic reactions, flashes and anger out of nowhere, rudeness, pressure, raised voice, conflicts where it was possible to stop, the harm, relationships are destroyed, a person regrets what was said or done, the image of a dangerous person is formed, aggression begins to control instead of serve. This is Thor without Tyr, power without boundaries, the illusion of omnipotence. One of Thor's most insidious shadows, manifestations. I will carry everything myself, ignoring fatigue and bodily limits, delaying help, refusing recovery, possible consequence. Burnout, psychosomatic issues, sharp energy crashes, injuries, psychical or emotional. Thor is not about immortality, but about strength within the limits of the body, conflict pronesis, and constant combat readiness. How it manifests. A person is constantly on alert. The world is perceived as a threat. Tension does not release even in calm situations. It is difficult to relax. Harm. Exhaustion of the nervous system, sleep problems, chronic anxiety, loss of joy in life. Thor must be able to turn on and turn off. A constantly active Thor is no longer protection, it is a combat mode. Substitution. Strange with rigidity. People often confuse Thor with rudeness. Signs of substitution. If I am soft, then I am weak. Demonstrative strange. Pressure instead of presence. Fear of showing vulnerability. What this leads to? Emotional isolation, distancing of loved ones, inner loneliness, lost contact with the body. The true Thor is calm. Shorting and rigidity, a shadow not strange. Displacement of other archetype. When Thor occupies the entire psyche, he surprised Odin, meaning vision, devalues Tyr, law principle, leaves no space for softness, intuition, or feelings. The result, a person becomes effective but empty, strong but without direction, active but without depth. The most dangerous mistake one can make, activating Thor when a person is still in trauma or in a victim state. Then strange turns into revenge. Amplifies pain, does not heal but locks in the traumatic pattern. Thorn is not an archetype for escaping pain. It is an archetype for life after. Sorry. The pain has been acknowledged and boundaries have been set. Thor becomes Harmful if there is no inner law, strange is used instead of awareness, aggression is not grounded, the body is ignored. An integrated tour protects, supports life, gives strength to act without destruction. How to keep balance Odin Tor, meaning, strength, vision, action. The basic formula of balance. Odin answers the questions why. Tor answers the questions how and when to act. Balance is not simultaneous activity of both, but the correct sequence and switching. If Thor acts without Odin, there is strength without meaning. If Odin thinks without Thor, there is meaning without light. Harm imbalance is felt when Odin dominates without Thor, much understand a little energy, constant reflection, but postponed action. Fatigue from knowledge without results. The body feels disconnected. Solution. Return to the body, activate Thor. When Thor dominates without Odin, impulsive decisions, exercise, conflict, action for the sake of action, exhaustion, and a sense of running in the cycles. Solution. Stop, turn on Odin. A practical balance algorithm for everyday life. Step 1. Odin setting direction. Before any important action, ask yourself one question. What truly matters here? Do not analyze forlorn. Odin is a point of vision, not endless thinking. Step 2. Towards simple action. After that, choose one concrete action. Do it physically without explanation or justification. Toward does not need perfect conditions. Step 3. Pause. The key to balance. Balance is held through pause. After the action, stop. Feel the body. Do not immediately rush into the next step. The pause is the moment where Odin and Thor meet. Daily markers of balance. You are in Odin-Thor balance if think clearly, but not excessively. You act decisively but without aggression. The body is not constantly tense. There is a sense of inner support. There is no need to prove anything. A very important rule. Do not try to be Odin and Thor at the same time. Allow them to alternate. First vision, Odin, then action, Thor, then silence. This is living equilibrium. A short formula. Odin shows the path, Thor takes the step. Balance is when the step is taken in the right direction and without losing oneself. A signal of lost balance. Quick self-check. Ask yourself, am I thinking now because I see or because I am afraid to act? Am I acting now because it is needed or because I am afraid to stop? An honest answer immediately shows who needs to be invited, Odin or Thor. So now I am ending the live broadcast. You will be able to watch this broadcast on my YouTube channel. Thank you all.